I'm Lourdes and I'm talk about the importance of a correct labeling in the food industry. Okay, we start with a question. Have you ever listened that some people could die because they do not read the food product labels that they consume? Okay. In this case, in food labels, you can find some interesting information about the products. When you have a product, you can choose better a product when you read the label. In label, you can find some information about products. For example, the nutrition information, the allergen, information about allergen, information about all the claims about your products, and it's important that you read because you can choose better the products than when you don't read the instructions. In that case, I will talk about first the three important topics that I will talk about. The first one is important data in food labeling. The second one is about claims. And finally, the principal implication when a product is not well labeled. In the first one, it's important data in a food labeling. In this case, when you saw a label about a product, a food product, you can saw this kind of information. First, food or beverage name. It's a name of the common names about the product. For example, is it a cereal bar, I don't know, a yogurt, meat, or what kind of product is it? Then a producer data and name, address and phone. It's important because when you have some comments about the product, you can contact to the people who make the product or the industry that make the products about the expiration date, because it's important that you know when the product is fine and where you can consume that product. Ingredient lists, that it's important. All the list include the raw materials that the producer make about the product. It's really important that the producer label about if they have some allergen or sensitive raw material, and they have to declare in this ingredient list. About country of origin, because it's not, when you make a product, sometimes it's produced in another country and you sell in, for example, you produce in USA and you sell here. And about nutrition information, because like you know in the other presentation, it's really important for many people to look for better and to eat or choose your products about nutritional information. And in this kind of information, you can choose better the product. In net content, because you have in the quantity about the products. And finally, the bad production, it's only because industry need this information about if the product has some problem, they could know which is the product that they have the problem, or which is the product that they need to record, or something like this. In here we have some examples about the nutritional information. For example, you can see all the information about the products, about protein, about sodium, about fiber, and all the information that you require when you need the product. In this case, it's some example about different products. All the products need a label. About claims, all the claims, what is a claim? A claim is some phrase or some sentence that the producer of the product make about the product. In this, they can mention some good information about the product. Sometimes it's marketing information. For example, it's a product, it's low in fat, or rich in fiber, or it's good for your health. But each country have their regulations about these kind of claims. For example, some countries allow tell some about the products, and in other countries it's not allowed. For example, if you have some products, you couldn't say about, for example, this product is good because cure cancer, for example. It's not allowed. And when some producer makes that kind of claim, Ministry of Health can punishment about them because it's not allowed. When you are in food industry, you have to really know about this kind of information. When you label your product, you have to make these kind of claims in order that don't be punishment about the government. The principal implications about your product is not a good label. It's three principal: illegal, health, or life. For example, illegal, when you have some legal information, it's, for example, when you don't label with the products or find the products, Ministry of Health make some punishment about their bad legal or the information that you made. For example, in this case, depends on if the product if the bad condition of the bad claim it's cause a risk of your health or not. If it's risk of your health, the government punishment and return your products in all the store when you have. If it's only about you have a bad declaration or about you don't put well the information, or you don't put, for example, what raw material contain, they only make a call for the company and told about the mistake that they found, and you have a period of time to change this information, and then if you make well the things, you can return your product to the store and there is no problem. About health, like we said before, in all of labels have different information, and you can choose better the product, and it's your choice if you want one or other product. For example, in the case of diet, it's because, for example, some people have different problems about products. For example, allergens, and in this case, if you couldn't eat some allergen or some sensitive product, you have to look for really and saw the label in order to don't have a problem or a health problem. In this case, for this reason, say people can avoid most of the things they are sensitive to it, and they read food labels carefully. And in this case, it's really important to make this kind of or put this information in the label. In this case, it's a risk health, and if they don't put this information, it's a risk for people. I want to summarize all the things that we saw in the presentation. It's important that in food labeling, talk a little about claims, principal implication when a product is now well labeled. In this case, we have three principal things: about legal, about health, and about life. And finally, I want to make a conclusion, and I want to think about: do you read food labels when you choose your products? And thank you. It's all.